want to start this one by saying that if you are ready for me, then I'm ready for you. I've always been prepared. It's part of my life and part of the things that I do. And I like to say, I can't make anyone believe, and can't nobody else make anybody believe anything. It's up to that person to make them believe on their own. So all I can do for you is share the knowledge which I was given. I like to say very, very, very distressful thing, and nobody probably gonna believe it's the wildest, it's the craziest thing ever, huh? That's what y'all gonna say. Consider me crazy, consider me whatever. Excuse me. But I do want to tell, and I already been told, and I want to tell it again because I figure as more people hear me and start to see that the sense is there, they wonder how does a person come to these conclusions. So I like to bring you to those conclusions and the reasons why I came to those conclusions. I want to title this How to Deal with Satan, because that was only the first problem when I told you about money, but this problem is Satan. Now, I don't know how to explain Satan as far as for having that name. Well, I do know how to, but it takes a long time, and I want to kind of just put it into your idea, put the idea and the thought into you. I've already said it. Satan is a worm. Now, this might not be understandable to most people, and a lot of people still ain't gonna get it, and I feel sorry. I feel sorry. So Satan, there's this worm, and everybody has this worm inside of them, and I like to say to you that this worm is what's causing everybody's death, and this is what's causing the disease, and this is what's causing that. Now the line in the Bible goes, when the return comes, that they'll take away all the suffering, the pain, fear, death, all these things. Well, I ain't giving it to you, I don't know. But Satan is Satan, and he's a worm, and Jezebel too. And all diseases are brought to us by this worm. So I like to say to anybody out there, and I'm always going to say this, and you're going to hear me say this continually into the day that whatever happens, happens. Now, the worm is given to us because we were tricked. Remember I was talking about trick or treat? Well, a Mason, or the people that set up government, or anybody that knows anything about doing any kind of crimes or anything, I want to say that these people know what I'm talking about when I say this, and what I'm going to say should make sense to everybody. It's the things that's done right in front of your face that you never see the crimes. You say, man, how many movies you seen with it? How many people you hear say that? How many people you see this? So Satan, being the father of dishumanity, taught people to be like that. So everything that we've learned has been basically from Satan, but we've learned it in the aspects of how he's going to use it to help him. See, nobody notices that. See, Satan then gave us a lot of good stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, that's true. But it's not really good when you know what it's used for, when you know what its properties is and what it's really to do. See, the trick was to get everybody to believe that Satan didn't exist, or that he had to be something different than a worm. See, because a worm can physically touch you and spiritually touch you. Why? Because it's inside of you. Remember that I just said that. That's the most important clue to understanding that this is truth. A worm can physically touch you and spiritually touch you. Don't forget mentally. Spiritual would be mental, because anything inside of you of that nature would have to do with that part of your spirit. Alright. So That's how we know Satan is a worm. Now, you get this worm by eating meats. I want to say to you again, the most obvious things in your face. Now, your scientists come on TV and they got this show, and it's on Discovery Channel. So if you believe in them, here's their data. Don't say you debating me. These are just my theories and my ideas that I came through with after proceeding for reading their information. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like today, Snooki was on TV and she was talking about how whales caused all the salt into the ocean. Well, she's partially right. But the scientists went back and trying to disclaim her said that it comes from the river. Now, how many of you out there know this? There's fresh water and salt water. Fresh water is mainly in rivers and lakes. So if a river or lake was fresh water and it put the majority of salt into the ocean, then aren't those saltwater rivers? Is there really a such thing as freshwater fish and saltwater fish? I'm just showing you that the majority of the things in life are right in front of your face. So if you actually looking for it, you will actually find out the truth. So there's a show. It's called Monster Inside of Me. How many of you know the definition of cancer? I don't know if a lot of y'all know the definition of cancer, but cancer is a group of worms clumped together. See, when the worms evolve, they become a tumor or a cyst. The bigger they get, they become tumors. They're cysts when they're little, then the bigger they get, they become tumors. And they usually say tumors when they're in spots that are deadly or something like that. But this is real data. So, a pig carries cystitis. This world sells pork cheaper than any other product. But that's not the real culprit. See, pig is the translation of dog. A dog is almost the same definition of pig. When you look at the terms these days, the definition of a pig is so similar to a dog. Something nasty, disgusting, blase, blase. When you refer to a human, ooh, he's a dog person, blase, blase. Check it out. But the trick was, he gave data to scientists and told scientists, hey, eat fish. It's the healthiest thing for you. So when he said this, he said, eat fish, it's the healthiest thing for you. Scientists, when they start looking, they say, hey, it does. So they got some data out of it. Fish evolved too. Do you know the fish that hasn't evolved in over 1,000 years is a great white? Just keep these thoughts in mind. I'm just showing you that I did my research and my data. So if you was to go back and go look at me, you can say, hey, this nigga was telling the truth, because I'm trying to tell you the truth. I'm trying to tell you what I researched and what I found out. And this stuff is unbelievable. Now, they have a show about it. They have books about it. They even are saying that worms have the ability to control minds. They do. Hosting a parasite. Hey, break down the information yourself. But the trick Satan did was, he gave us a food supply, which gave everybody in the world the sickness. I want to take that sickness away from you, but it's the hardest thing to do to take it away. There's nobody coming to heal you in the sense of somebody's going to touch you. They're going to heal you. A doctor heals you by giving you medicine. There's a lot of different terms, but like I said before about those people, that they only want to be right. The bullying people, they only want to be right. Don't be one of these people, because if you become one of these people and you only want to be right, then this ain't gonna hit you where it need to hit you. So the trick was he gave people a food supply that gave everybody the disease. So if you eat meat, you're dying and you're killing yourself. If you feed your children meat, you're killing them. You cannot say to anybody in your family, I love you, if you're eating meat. In order to first begin to kill this worm, you first have to know he's inside of you. If you don't know that the worm is inside of you, then your body never activates to destroy what it doesn't see inside of it. If your body knows it doesn't have a disease, will it activate? No. How do we know? AIDS, for instance. AIDS lies dormant. Same thing as worms. Until it becomes full blown. Same thing as worms. Until it becomes a cyst or a tumor. Then the body recognizes it. When the damage is already done. I'm telling you now so you can catch it before any more damage is done. I pray that all of y'all take my words of wisdom and my words of advice. I pray that somebody out there gets smart and starts rallying people and starts trying to find me and starts trying to get this thing healed out of them. I pray that you don't want to see yourself die nor your kids die. I pray that these words slice through your mind and your mental capacity straight to your spirit. I always try to tell people this. You want to know when your spirit is working? You want to know how you can tell that I'm telling the truth? If you listen to any of these things that I had to say before a week's time, I promise you're going to be dreaming about me. That is your spirit letting you know, hey, listen to this dude. Nigga, you ain't had dreams in a long time because I lost you. But now that this dude is talking, I done found you and I can help you. Now that's your spirit talking to you. Now if you can't trust your own spirit, you gone. If you can't trust your own self, you are gone. How can you save the world if you can't save yourself? Again, I say to you, there's a show on TV called Monster Inside of Me that explains how deadly the worm is, how easy it is to catch, how easy it forms, how easy it does everything. Like I said, I can't make you believe nothing. It's up to you. Don't let all this knowledge that I'm giving y'all go to waste. Think about it. If I was lying to you, then why does the third world country only have fish as their main food supply? Did you not notice that all of the land was made unarable? Remember what I said to you earlier about Father Creator giving us everything we needed? There's an unlimited supply of food here. So that means if there's 6 billion and 6 people, he's going to make enough food for 6 billion and 6 billion plus more people, because he don't let people barely get by on eating. He say, eat plentiful, eat as much as you want. He don't give no stuff like that. So I'm saying to you, look at it, see it. What's happening to this side of the world? Is not the land becoming unarable? It's not. It's not. We fit to go to a supply of fish. Why do you think the world is full of water? Who cleaned the fish tank? Who cleaned the fish tank? If you leave fish in a fish tank, they die. If you don't clean the water. Does that death cause diseases? Doesn't death create worms and maggots and flies? Open your eyes. These are not lies. This is truth. All I'm asking you to do is, if you care about yourself, if you care about the people you love, you got your answer. This is how you deal with Satan. This is how.